Hollywood once guarded secrets tighter than any vault. Audiences adored the love stories they saw on screen, unaware of what truly unfolded when the cameras stopped rolling. Today, I'll reveal 8 Golden Age stars who blurred the line between performance and reality. Some did it for passion, others for obsession, and a few because no one dared intervene. What follows isn't written in any official record, but everyone in old Hollywood whispered about it. Prepare yourself. These revelations will forever alter how you view cinema's golden era. Tyrone Power was the dreamboat every woman wanted, and every studio pursued. His beauty felt almost otherworldly, yet behind that perfection lay something dangerously real. During The Razor's Edge, Power demanded his love scenes with Jean Tierney reach a depth that went beyond performance. Tierney, battling her own mental struggles, found herself emotionally consumed by his intensity. Director Edmund Goulding let the film roll long past cut, capturing something raw and unnervingly authentic. Power's image in Hollywood was complicated. On the surface, he was charm personified. Privately, he explored desires that remained taboo in his era. During Blood and Sand with Rita Hayworth, their passion was so convincing that censors combed through each frame, trimming anything too provocative. One particularly charged kissing scene, veiled in shadow, had to be softened because it was deemed too real for audiences of the time. Linda Darnell, who starred alongside Power multiple times, later confessed that his gaze could make you lose all sense of self. His marriages masked far more complex entanglements. While publicly devoted to his wives, he secretly pursued relationships with men, channeling his inner conflict into performances simmering with repression. On Captain from Castile, his close bond with director Henry King fueled endless gossip. Power's life ended abruptly on the set of Solomon and Sheba, struck by a heart attack mid-scene at 44. His final moments mirrored his existence, split between fame's facade and private truth. How did Tyrone Power maintain such a double existence under Hollywood's spotlight? Ava Gardner was pure electricity, and everyone knew it. The North Carolina beauty entered film without training, relying on instinct and raw allure that left co-stars speechless. During The Killers, her first major role, Burt Lancaster was so captivated he forgot his dialogue. Gardner didn't act, she lived. Her gestures, her glances, her mere presence made the camera obey her. Director Robert Sidemak often let her improvise, knowing her natural impulses outshone any written line. Her marriage to Frank Sinatra was a constant storm, love and violence feeding her on-screen fire. During Mogambo, shot in Africa, her connection with Clark Gable burned so fiercely that Sinatra flew in repeatedly, consumed by jealousy. Grace Kelly, watching from the sidelines, marveled at Gardner's fearless spontaneity. In a rain-soaked embrace between Gable and Gardner, director Ford refused to interrupt, mesmerized by the unfiltered emotion. Crew members whispered that their chemistry extended far beyond the script. Gardner never apologized for her hunger, for life, for liquor, or for love. In Spain, where she later settled, her legend only grew. While filming The Barefoot Contessa, she embodied a gypsy seductress with such authenticity that even Humphrey Bogart admitted she didn't just play the role, she lived it. Those barefoot beach scenes pulsed with raw sensuality, an extension of Gardner herself. She died alone in London at 67, worn down by excess, but leaving a body of work that proved she had truly felt every moment. William Holden, meanwhile, was Hollywood's golden man. Yet behind that perfection lurked a restless spirit drawn to darkness. In Sunset Boulevard, his portrayal of Joe Gillis felt hauntingly personal. Gloria Swanson later confessed that acting beside Holden was unnerving. You could never tell where the performance ended and the man began. His on-screen affair with Norma Desmond wasn't just fiction, it was an echo of Holden's own battles between ambition, survival, and self-destruction. While filming Picnic with Kim Novak, their dance sequence became one of the most sensual moments of the 1950s, despite showing nothing explicit. The way Holden and Novak moved together created such palpable desire that audiences felt they were intruding on something private. Director Joshua Logan shot it in long, uninterrupted takes, convinced cutting away would ruin the spell. Novak would later confess that Holden's intensity and his worsening drinking made her uneasy. He relied on alcohol between takes to calm his nerves, though it only made his performances more volatile and unpredictable. His off-screen romance with Audrey Hepburn during Sabrina blurred the boundary between performance and real emotion.
Holden fell passionately for Hepburn, who ended their affair upon learning he'd had a vasectomy and couldn't father children. That heartbreak bled into every frame they shared, especially when his character must let Sabrina go. In The Bridge on the River Kwai, his Oscar-winning role drew from genuine despair. He was already spiraling in his private life and aware of it. In 1981, Holden's life ended alone in his apartment after a drunken fall that caused a fatal head injury. His body wasn't found for days, a tragic finale for a man worshipped by millions, yet incapable of love that didn't destroy him. Bette Davis wasn't merely an actress. She dominated the screen with an energy that frightened many who worked with her. Her turn as Mildred Rogers, the ruthless waitress in Of Human Bondage, was so raw it permanently changed acting in film. Davis's emotional force was so consuming that Leslie Howard often pleaded for pauses during shooting. The famous breakdown scene where Mildred annihilates Philip came largely from Davis herself, channeling rage at an industry that sought to confine her. Hollywood executives were unsure how to handle a woman unwilling to be docile or ornamental. She clashed repeatedly with Jack Warner, demanding challenging roles and control over her image. Her performance in Jezebel, a defiant answer to losing Gone with the Wind, earned her a second Oscar for embodying a manipulative Southern belle. The romantic scenes with Henry Fonda carried a volatile undercurrent. She seduced with dominance, not charm. Fonda later remarked that working with Bette was like dancing beside a wild creature ready to strike. By the time she made All About Eve at 42, Davis had created one of cinema's most layered portrayals. As Margot Channing, she was fierce, fragile, jealous, and brilliant all at once. Her on-screen chemistry with Gary Merrill, who became her fourth husband during filming, blurred fiction and life once again. Their marriage later collapsed in alcoholism and conflict, but their shared scenes burned with realism. Davis kept acting into her 80s, not because she sought escape, but because performing was her lifeblood. Her influence reshaped Hollywood's idea of a leading woman, even as she left behind emotional wreckage among those who worked with her. Few ever forgot what it meant to stand opposite that unstoppable force. Robert Mitchum embodied the ultimate anti-hero, lazy in demeanor but charged with hidden volatility. His 1948 marijuana arrest could have destroyed him, yet it cemented his legend as Hollywood's rebel king. In Out of the Past, his dynamic with Jane Greer birthed one of noir's most dangerously alluring pairings. Greer once said, "Mitchum didn't act, he simply was." His effortless menace came from total detachment, which made every scene feel unsettlingly real. On set, he mixed strict professionalism with reckless abandon, smoking, drinking, and seducing without apology. In The Night of the Hunter, his portrayal of a murderous preacher terrified even the child actors. Director Charles Laughton harnessed that genuine fear to heighten the film's realism. Mitchum didn't have to reach for menace, he simply unmasked it within himself. His love scenes carried a predatory heat that audiences couldn't forget. In Heaven Knows Mr. Allison, the tension between the soldier and the nun felt alive because Mitchum never concealed his hunger.
Deborah Kerr, ever the image of restraint, found herself reacting to that primal magnetism in ways that startled her. During Ryan's Daughter, filmed in Ireland, Mitchum's affair with Sarah Miles became an open secret. Even her husband, director Bolt, allowed it to play out, knowing their on-screen chemistry couldn't be faked. When Mitchum died at 79, he left behind over 100 films and the legacy of a man who looked effortless but burned with quiet danger.
Marlene Dietrich emerged from Germany and shattered every expectation of how a female star should act. In The Blue Angel, her breakout film, her role as Lola Lola was so daringly sensual that it faced bans in multiple countries. When she sang Falling in Love Again while slipping off her stockings, it redefined cinematic seduction. Dietrich locked eyes with the audience, drawing them into her allure. Director and lover Josef von Sternberg captured her with a reverence that blurred the line between art and obsession. Each frame became a tribute, exploring her with a closeness that made viewers feel like intruders. Openly bisexual at a time when it could end a career, Dietrich refused to hide. During Morocco, she made history with the first same-sex kiss in American film. Her co-star, Gary Cooper, was captivated by her defiance of convention. Their affair burned fiercely, with Dietrich steering every turn of their volatile romance. Used to being in control, Cooper found himself powerless under her spell, a shift that shook him deeply. In Destry Rides Again, Dietrich reshaped her image, but never lost her magnetism. Her barroom brawl with Una Merkel was so genuine that both women left bruised. James Stewart, her timid co-star, was overwhelmed by her worldliness and experience. Dietrich mentored him and, rumor had it, introduced him to pleasures he'd never known. During World War II, she risked everything to perform for soldiers on the front lines, often entangling herself in passionate liaisons. Her daughter, Maria Riva, later exposed her as a self-centered figure who consumed those around her. Dietrich lived until 90, retreating into solitude in Paris and refusing to be seen old, preferring to remain an untouchable legend in memory. John Garfield was Hollywood's original misfit, the tough outsider who never blended into the studio mold. In The Postman Always Rings Twice, his chemistry with Lana Turner set the screen ablaze. Garfield's drifter, consumed by desire for a married woman, sparked such heat that censors panicked. The kitchen kiss amid flour felt spontaneous, almost dangerous. Their on-screen fire spilled into reality, leading to a turbulent affair driven by lust and ambition. Trained in New York's group theater, Garfield brought a raw authenticity Hollywood hadn't seen before. In Body and Soul, his corrupt boxer felt painfully real, shaped by his own hard Bronx upbringing. He fought studios constantly, refusing to play roles that felt dishonest. His romantic scenes carried a grit that clashed with the industry's polished image. Off-screen, his life was chaos, affairs, heart strain, and political activism that would cost him dearly. During the McCarthy witch hunts, Garfield's refusal to betray friends led to his blacklisting. The strain destroyed his spirit long before his body gave out. At just 39, he died of a heart attack after spending the night with a lover. His wife, Roberta, found him and kept her composure, though the truth was widely known. Garfield's passion consumed him completely, leaving behind a legacy of brilliance and tragedy. His daughter, Julie Garfield, carried his torch, burdened by a name synonymous with doomed genius. Joan Crawford crafted both her fame and her persona with ruthless precision. Yet on camera, her emotional ferocity went beyond performance. In Rain, her turn as Sadie Thompson was so provocative that censors cut it to pieces. Crawford demanded perfection, forcing endless takes until she achieved control. Her co-stars both admired and feared her intensity. She dissolved the line between self and character. When she seduced, it was real. When she suffered, it was authentic. Her feud with Bette Davis and Whatever Happened to Baby Jane became the stuff of legend. Both women, deemed past their prime, clawed for recognition in a youth-obsessed industry. Their hatred was genuine, and director Robert Aldrich used it to fuel the film. In one infamous scene, Davis actually kicked Crawford. For revenge, Crawford filled her dress with weights, so Davis injured her back while dragging her. The film's success stemmed from that raw, unfiltered animosity. Crawford strategically aligned herself with powerful men, using intimacy as leverage in her rise. Her 4 marriages were as calculated as her career choices. During Mildred Pierce, her Oscar-winning role, she fought to prove her worth again. Her portrayal of a mother destroyed by sacrifice came from a painfully real place within her. Crawford crafted an image of maternal grace while secretly tormenting her adopted children. Years later, her daughter Christina exposed the nightmare in Mommy Dearest, detailing years of emotional and physical cruelty. When Crawford passed away in 1977, she famously cut Christina and Christopher out of her will with the cold line, "For reasons they well know." Her reputation remains split in two: icon and villain. She was a powerhouse performer who clawed her way through Hollywood's harshest eras, yet behind closed doors, she became the very darkness she portrayed on screen. Still, no one could question her magnetism before the camera. Crawford embodied every role with such veracity that fiction and reality nearly fused. These 8 performers changed the definition of acting in Hollywood, though the toll they paid is rarely discussed. The dazzling illusion of stardom masked a world of control, obsession, and cruelty disguised as art. Some knew exactly what they were chasing: truth at all cost. Others lost themselves so completely they forgot where their characters ended. Studios turned a blind eye because controversy and genius made box office gold. In the end, Hollywood's conscience was always for sale. Tap the like button if you think such exploitation never should have been tolerated, and tell me below which story unsettled you the most. Were you aware of these hidden truths, or did you believe it was all part of the performance? Join me next time for an even darker revelation.